Okay, here we go. I poured these cups when I poured for the last painting that I did. So I'm not sure if this is the best plan or not, because I do have other paints here. Like if I were not to have enough here to really do what I want, times 2 canvases, it might be better to just do this painting with those and then see where I'm at, because I also don't know if I'm going to need any flow extender on here, and I might need some of my leftovers for that. But I'm also thinking maybe I should layer these and see where I'm at. But then if I do that, then they're layered in that way, and then if I wanted to add other colors, that'd be a little bit hard to do. So I'm just gonna pick each cup up and just see how much I feel like they weigh. So I feel like I have enough paint. It's just that I don't know if I have enough paint in the same exact way that I did those. Or not the same exact way, but in terms of the proportional amounts. But I think I'm gonna go for it because I'm just curious. So I know this is a risk, in my opinion, a little bit of a risk, but we'll just see how it goes. All right. These are basically just layered for ring pours. This one has more light color paint, and this one has more dark color paint. So I'm going to pour my dark color paint first. Of course, I'm realizing I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure which direction it was really supposed to go. So that's kind of interesting. All right, so I'm also not quite sure how well I did at duplicating the color layering between the different cups. So I'm hoping that in the end, this might be a really cute little diptych, but I'm not quite sure if it'll work that way. All right, so I think this was supposed to go this way, and it got all messed up, so I'm not really sure. My cup may have shifted. I probably really should not have poured this at the time that I did. I guess we're gonna see what's gonna happen, my friends. So I think what I will do is take some of the table drippings from the last painting. I scooped these up. If you saw that, then you may have stayed long enough to Oh man, I just drew a line right through that. I'm not sure if that's going to be a happy accident or a sad one, but I should have been paying more attention, that's for sure. All right, well, it is what it is. So we're going to see what's going to happen. Maybe it is a happy accident. I guess we'll find out. love this, actually. I just don't love it. You can let me know in the comments what you think of this, but I'm not in love. Like, I don't like this. So I need to do something about it. I'm gonna do my best to layer another cup at least, but I'm honestly not really sure how to rectify the light-dark situation with the amount that I've got left. So I don't know what's going to happen here, to be really frankly honest. I think letting the cups sit for a long time while I did the first painting altered the way that the paints sat within the layering, and I think that that did not help the situation. So we're gonna see what we can do, because I don't really think I have enough to completely redo my two sides, and I just splatted that on a part that actually was kind of pretty. All right, maybe I just wore out my welcome in terms of continuing on with another painting. So honestly, I'm realizing I'm not being super methodical here. I'm not being super dark or super light. So that alone would be something different than what I was doing previously. I also like it when I layer the light color, the light cup on top of the dark. I'm gonna see if I can layer another cup that's a little bit lighter. I'm gonna see what we can do here. Man, this is a bummer. Parts of that would have been nice, but I think when that streak went across there in the first place, it wasn't good, and then of course I came along and added to it, which I think wasn't the best idea. But these colors, they work really nicely together, so I think this might also be another palette that I might like to explore more of, similar to the black and white theme, with that graphite metallic, whatever it's called. See, I'm always forgetting the name of that color. But I'm forgetting this color now. I'm not saying that the painting below me right now is terrible. I don't know. It's just a little messy for me. I just feel like it's a little messier than what I would prefer. So one thing is, I feel like I don't need as much paint in these cups, because all that paint on the canvas is going to help this cover and spread out more than if I was just using this. But I don't have enough of this light color to really make a go for things the way I would prefer. But we'll see what we can get. All right, we're just going to see what we can get. I used to get very disturbed if I didn't have an outcome I liked. I would just really feel like I had a waste of paint, and it was so terrible. But number one, we're always learning, so nothing's really a waste, and you can always scrape it up and use it for something else, either in your painting directly if you like the color, like I mentioned previously, or as flow extender. Personally, I think I'll probably be able to use what I scrape up from this, especially since I'm really liking this color palette a lot. I think that some people might really like this color palette. I know I am certainly enjoying the look of it. All right, so I'm gonna just move these paints to a little container to the side, that way they don't get knocked over accidentally. All right, let's set those aside. And from where I was talking before, our friend Angie Mason, I don't know if she's really painting anymore, but she started out with her acrylic pouring channel, And she used to have this really cool phrase, keep pouring till you're soaring. Keep pouring till you're soaring. And the idea of it was, if you don't like how it is, keep pouring until you do. Of course, there's only so far you can take it in terms of how much paint ends up on your paint surface. You kind of have to call it quits after a while, especially if you get too much on there. So we're going to start again. I'm going to loop around my darker cup, the darker one that I have at this point. All right. And we'll see how this works out. Hopefully we're going to end up with something pleasing. And we're going to take the light color one and come this way with it. All right. Now I don't have to worry about flow extender on those corners because there is a lot of paint on here. I will torch it though. Let that set for a minute. Okie dokie. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to try to move this that way first. I think that's what I'm going to do. Kind of like those orange loops, so I want to try to save some of those. I don't like how solid those pinks are there. I'm not totally digging that, so I'm hoping some of those colors from underneath it are going to come through. Which might happen as I open this up further, but there's a lot of paint on here. So who knows at this point what is going to happen. It's a little hard to tell, but this is starting to look better. I'm actually starting to like this more. I even kind of like that dark area down there, but if I'm going for a baby's room, that might be a bit much. And there's a lot of paint on here. So something somewhere has to go. So I'm going to bring this back this way. And then I'm going to come this way. Open that up that way a little bit and then come this way. All right. Well, I think this is lovely. I feel like the outcome in terms of the overall coloring is a little different than the other, so I'm not sure if they're going to end up looking nice together as a diptych, but this is pretty though in and of itself, so I can't really complain to that end. We're going to take a close-up look in just a moment here, so you can let me know as you're seeing it close up what you think of it and if you like it. Well, that's a bit unfortunate. So I actually just torched it and all of these air bubbles came up, so I'm not totally thrilled with that, but yeah, this is really pretty. It's very interesting, actually. That is so cool. Like, that's just so amazing. All of those different flows and overlappings and things like that. I really dig that.